Roman Reigns' WWE contract is expiring after WrestleMania 42. Pat McAfee returns. WWE talent faced with major issues ahead of the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins takes a shot at Brock Lesnar. Vince McMahon returning in Saudi Arabia. The Rock returns to save the WWE, and much, much more. First, let's look at Roman Reigns wins after the Vision turns on Braun Breaker. Every star technically has the same chance to win a Royal Rumble, but the bigger names and former champions usually have the best odds. It's why Cody Rhodes has won 2 of the last 3 matches, while R-Truth usually doesn't last long. Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and John Cena were among the favorites last year. This year, Reigns, Sami Zayn, Rhodes, and Braun Breaker are among the frontrunners to earn a title shot at WrestleMania 42. The following finishes are possible for the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match. Number 1, Roman Reigns wins after the Vision turns on Braun Breaker. Charlotte Flair and Cody Rhodes are recent names to win 2 Royal Rumbles. Despite storytelling around other favorites to win, officials may opt to add the Tribal Chief to that list by winning in 2026. He feuded with the Vision on and off, but left of his own accord following his team's loss in War Games. The Vision will be a major factor in who wins this year's match, as all 4 members are entrants. If the group decides to turn on Breaker, and Logan Paul seems like the most likely to do so, that act could give Roman Reigns the opening he needs to toss out Paul and Bronson Reed after they eliminate Breaker. Number 2. Obafemi makes a massive debut by winning the 2026 Royal Rumble. WWE officials are high on former 2-time NXT champion Obafemi. He was booked as a dominant force, similar to how bookers present Braun Breaker on the main roster. Femi will certainly have many eliminations and could even last to the end. While it's too soon to give a new face the win in his first Royal Rumble, it would be a transition away from picking older stars and former champions. He has a built-in feud with Drew McIntyre since McIntyre interrupted his Saturday night's main event match with then undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. He was extremely angry with the Scottish Warrior. Number 3. Sami Zayn wins after tossing out Braun Breaker. As previously mentioned, Braun Breaker is a future world champion. He fell short in his first attempt to claim the title in early January. One big story of the Rumble will be how the Vision tries to secure victory for Breaker. Sami Zayn battled Rollins in the earlier stages of the group before he was moved to SmackDown. Zayn has a shot at McIntyre and the WWE title at the Royal Rumble PLE and will probably lose. He could regain steam by entering the Rumble and eliminating one of the biggest threats in the match. The live audience and many fans around the world would cheer a Zayn victory. Number 4. Jacob Fatu runs through the competition. Jacob Fatu had a decent run in the 2025 Royal Rumble, but was eliminated by Braun Strowman. He's rarely been pinned, protecting his status as one of the most formidable forces in WWE. He'll be looking to get his hands on Rhodes, so one could eliminate the other. If both men make the Final 4, it would be a good way to push the Samoan Werewolf into the stratosphere. Eliminating the current face of the company, and a guy who's won 2 Rumbles, would make sense since he's hungry for a shot at Drew McIntyre. Number 5. Braun Breaker wins after the Vision keeps him safe. Jey Uso fell to Gunther a few times before he eventually slayed his monster at WrestleMania 41. Breaker lost in his first bid to take the World Heavyweight title from CM Punk. Bookers could follow that same path this year by having Breaker earn another shot with a Royal Rumble win. Someone like Sami Zayn or LA Knight could make it to the end with Breaker and another member of the Vision, like Bronson Reed. As Reed and Knight fight, Breaker could eliminate both stars. Reed agreed that the Vision will do whatever it takes to secure victory for the former NXT champion. Sacrificing himself for his ally would be a way to achieve that. Pat McAfee returns. Pat McAfee has been gone for a long time, but now the star is ready to return after months away as per reports. A report by WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select stated that a familiar face is likely to return to WWE soon. Pat McAfee has been away from WWE as a commentator for a long time now, saying he was too busy to commentate and that he was still able to keep doing everything else he had been doing. He did turn up at WrestlePalooza and made a few appearances, but has disappeared again, working on his podcast and other projects. The report said sources believe Pat McAfee is expected to return to the company very soon. His schedule and the capacity in which he will return is not certain as of yet. In a separate report, it has also been said that McAfee is among those expected to return at the Royal Rumble. Pat McAfee has been among the stars who have created a division among the fan base, with some loving the energy he brings to the job and his chemistry with Michael Cole. However, some fans have not liked him, and before he left for a June hiatus, he was widely disliked, with his comments about the USA and the country's politics not being well received. Fans will have to wait and watch when he returns. Big E reacts after Braun Strowman admitted in hospital. Braun Strowman has shared a vital health update from the hospital, prompting his former WWE colleague Big E to send him a reassuring message. The monster among men is dealing with a knee infection that has taken a toll on his health. Strowman has had a successful post-WWE career, with his reality show, Everything on the Menu, being a big success. Moreover, he's also eyeing a slew of acting projects, including one that would feature him as the iconic Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise. However, Braun Strowman has been struck with a knee infection that has forced him to be admitted to the hospital. A few hours back, the former Universal Champion shared a positive update, saying the pain level had come down and that he was slowly recuperating. Among the slew of comments that soon poured in, one of them was from Big E. The retired star wrote that he was praying for Braun Strowman's speedy recovery. "Man, I'm so sorry you're enduring this, but I pray this is all behind you very soon," wrote Big E. A few months back, Vince Russo, the WWE veteran, lauded the monster among men for his work in the reality show. Vince Russo added that Braun Strowman came across as very likable and that he was a natural at hosting. Russo also took a shot at WWE, saying he was surprised that those within the company couldn't book him correctly during both his tenures. "Bro, Strowman is great. He's freaking great. Like, my God, great. And this is exactly what you and I are talking about. This guy is great, funny, had a great personality, the way he got along with other people, the communication. And I wasn't just watching one round. I saw a couple of episodes. This is the guy that you didn't know what to do with. This is the guy that got released like 4 times. I swear to God, I was so impressed by the job he was doing and how likable he came across, how smart he came across, how the people took to him. And this is an under 40 guy, and you didn't know how to book this guy," Russo said. Aleister Black's injury update. Aleister Black has been away from WWE since the first SmackDown of 2026, where he lost a high-stakes ambulance match against his longtime rival, Damian Priest. Following his loss, the Harbinger of Fury went missing. Reports later revealed that coming out of the bout, he suffered from a broken tailbone. The same report suggested that the injury is severe. Fans were concerned about his status in the company amid rumors. It appears WWE has revealed a major update on Black, as the Riyadh season's official social media account posted a photo of Aleister and his wife, Zelina Vega, arriving in Saudi Arabia. This has subtly revealed his status. Black would not have traveled overseas until he was medically cleared. Thus, he may either return on tonight's episode of SmackDown or enter the Men's Royal Rumble. WWE talent faced with major issues ahead of Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble 2026 is set to take place this weekend. However, several WWE talents are facing a major issue. The 2026 Royal Rumble will take place in Saudi Arabia on January 31st. Like every year, this year's show will be headlined by the 2 Rumble matches. This is the first time this premium live event will take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Therefore, WWE has a special show planned for the fans. However, it looks like some talent are facing issues ahead of the show. According to reports from WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select, a female talent competing in the Royal Rumble match stated that the same wardrobe parameters are still in place as in previous years, which forces women to cover their entire bodies. This source also said that there was no coordination among participants to ensure some differentiation in their attire. Sean Ross Sapp also spoke to another talent, who said they were responsible for getting their gear made and paying for it. So it fit those parameters. AJ Styles won't retire at Royal Rumble. AJ Styles won't retire at Royal Rumble, according to a WWE Hall of Famer. The Phenomenal One is set to face Gunther at the premium live event at the weekend in Saudi Arabia, with his career on the line. With his contract coming up, many feel Styles will fittingly bid goodbye to his in-ring career at the same event where he made his WWE debut in 2016. With Gunther being pushed as the career killer, there is an ominous feeling around his match with the former WWE champion. However, Hall of Famer Booker T doesn't believe Styles will hang up his boots at the weekend. Speaking on the Hall of Fame podcast, he said that he doesn't see Styles having his last match in Saudi Arabia instead of the United States. I don't believe it. You know what? AJ is not that type of guy. I mean, he could be. I could be wrong, but AJ is going to have his last match here in the States. He's not going to have his last match in Saudi Arabia. It's not going to happen. You can book it like that if you want. I mean, it might be good for booking thoughts, but I don't think AJ Styles, a guy who is American-made, had so many great matches with so many guys, so many, those TNA guys, that's not going to happen, he said. A very disappointing update on Seth Rollins. There is disappointing news for Seth Rollins fans. The former WWE World Heavyweight Champion won't be appearing at this year's Royal Rumble 2026 PLE in Saudi Arabia. Rollins has been out of action since October last year, when he was kicked out of the Vision by Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. The move was undertaken to write him off TV since he was dealing with a shoulder injury and had to undergo surgery. Rollins suffered the gruesome injury during his match against Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel PLE on October 12, 2025. The next day, he was seen with an arm sling wrapped around his shoulder, and there were rumors of him relinquishing the title. He was attacked by the Vision on Raw the next night and was written off from TV. Since then, the Visionary hasn't appeared on any WWE show. Many fans expected him to return at the Royal Rumble this month in Saudi Arabia. However, Fightful Select has reported that the Visionary won't be there at the Rumble, and many in the company don't even expect him to be there. He at least claims he won't be at the Royal Rumble. Most in WWE did not expect him to be physically ready for it, Fightful Select reported. In fact, Seth Rollins himself said this week that he won't be able to make it to the Royal Rumble. While speaking at ESPN's First Take this Monday, the architect said that he won't be returning to Rumble, as the doctors haven't cleared him yet. "I'll give it away. I'm not going to be at the Rumble. I just can't. I would love to be in there and dump all of those dudes over the top rope, punch my card to WrestleMania, but the doctors just are not going to let it happen this time around, unfortunately," Rollins said. However, many fans didn't buy Rollins' comments on face value, especially after his injury stunt at SummerSlam last year. He had faked his knee injury for nearly 3 weeks before revealing it to be a work, only to stun the fans at SummerSlam and cash in his Money in the Bank contract on CM Punk. It now remains to be seen when the Visionary will be back in the promotion. Seth Rollins takes a shot at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar recently declared his entry into the Men's Royal Rumble match on the Pat McAfee show. Seth Rollins has shared his thoughts on the Beast Incarnate entering the 30-person bout. Speaking on Get Up on ESPN, the Visionary stated that Lesnar was a force to be reckoned with, no matter the kind of match he is in, and that his resume spoke for itself. I mean, look, anytime Lesnar's in the Royal Rumble, you know he's a force to be reckoned with. He is the Beast. His resume speaks for itself. Whether it's a regular match or a Royal Rumble, I've been in the ring with him. It's no fun, he said. However, Rollins seemingly took issue with how casually the veteran announced his entry into the Men's Royal Rumble match without appearing on television. That is the most Brock Lesnar way I've ever seen to announce your entry into the Royal Rumble. Didn't want to show up for work, don't want to leave the farm in Saskatchewan, just calls into McAfee and says, "I'm in," and that's it. Now he's going to get a jet, go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and have a good shot at winning the Rumble, he added. Vince McMahon returning at Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia? Ahead of the 2026 Royal Rumble, there seems to be fan speculation about a shocking Vince McMahon return in Saudi Arabia. A longtime wrestling journalist has debunked these rumors a few days before the first PLE of 2026. McMahon resigned from his position as executive chairman of TKO back in January 2024 after allegations of sexual assault and sex trafficking by a former WWE employee, Janelle Grant. He would later sell the majority of his stocks from the company, removing him from having power. After Logan Paul predicted that Vince McMahon would get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, longtime wrestling journalist Bill Apter was asked about the possibility of McMahon's return at the Royal Rumble in his One Wrestling YouTube show. No, he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. There's no chance in hell that he'll be in the Royal Rumble. At least I think so. Remember the company, WWE, since they're with the new management, and they don't want any part of them from what I know, just because of all the legal stuff that has gone on, Apter said. Vince McMahon remains out of the public eye, with Janelle Grant's lawsuit still active. Brock Lesnar, who was named in the lawsuit but isn't a defendant, returned to WWE at SummerSlam. On a recent episode of the Impulsive podcast, Logan Paul welcomed rapper and huge WWE fan Lil Yachty as his guest. They discussed a variety of wrestling-related topics, including Vince McMahon. That's when Paul made a huge prediction about McMahon's potential Hall of Fame induction in the future. Yeah, he will definitely get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I also have a weird feeling that he'll come back. I think he'd get an insane pop, Paul said. The Rock returns to save the WWE. The Rock could return to save WWE, according to a former WCW star. The Brahma Bull was last seen on WWE programming at the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event in February when he oversaw John Cena's heel turn. Since then, he has made no appearances and remained absent from the rest of Cena's retirement tour. Still, there has been speculation about him returning to the Stamford-based promotion, especially with Saudi Arabia keen to have him for next year's WrestleMania in the Gulf nation. Recently, more fuel was added to this speculation following an angle involving Paul Heyman and Raw GM Adam Pearce. Heyman put Pearce on the phone with a person to speak about Braun Breaker's suspension. The Oracle later revealed that the person is someone that not even Triple H would want to call from. Now, former WCW star Disco Inferno has discussed who the mystery person might be. Speaking on Keepin' It 100 Official, he addressed fan speculation that the unknown person may be either Vince McMahon or The Rock. He said WWE might have to wait for Vince's legal issues to clear, but might bring back the Great One. I'm wondering, too, if The Rock, who hasn't had a lot of W's in the movies lately and is seeing that Saudi money dangling, down the road and everything, I wonder if they're bringing him in, he said. He then explained why the People's Champion might be back. According to Disco Inferno, WWE could use a storyline of him returning to save the promotion. WrestleMania is coming around, and they need him. The first time they did it, when he did the thing with, the finish the story, that was great stuff. And I wonder if he's looking back, it's like, wow, we did this right a couple of years ago. Maybe I'll come back. So now the ratings aren't good. Now The Rock has a lane to say like, okay, let me come back, I'm saving the show now, he added. Saudi Arabia wants to go all in when it comes to bringing big names for next year's WrestleMania in the Middle East. The Rock addressed the rumors of him being present at the show of shows, saying the conversations are all good. A report from Wrestling Observer Newsletter, WON, also shed light on what could be on the table for him to make a return. The report noted that the Saudi officials are prepared to pay a hefty amount to bring the former WWE champion to WrestleMania 43. The Rock would be receiving the largest offer ever made to someone to do a pro wrestling show, according to the report. Roman Reigns' WWE contract is expiring after WrestleMania 42. Reigns will likely have a huge role heading into WrestleMania 42, but there are rumors about his contract expiring after this year's grandest stage of them all. The Tribal Chief last appeared at Survivor Series. Ahead of his return in Saudi Arabia, there are rumors saying that Reigns' contract will expire after WrestleMania 42. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp debunked these rumors on his official Facebook page. Roman Reigns did not confirm this, Ross wrote. According to Vanity Fair last April, Roman Reigns' contract was indeed expiring after WrestleMania 42. However, Reigns confirmed that he's planning to sign an extension with WWE before embarking on a new journey, possibly a less rigorous form of entertainment in Hollywood. After I finish the contract that I'm in, we probably got another year or two max. Then it's time to take on a less physical form of entertainment, Reigns said. According to OddsChecker, Roman Reigns is the favorite to win this year's Royal Rumble. If Reigns wins his second Rumble match, he has an opportunity to challenge for the World Heavyweight or Undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. It will be interesting to see if Reigns returns to the world title picture after being absent from it last year. He lost a triple threat match to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41 after Paul Heyman betrayed him and CM Punk. The Tribal Chief has already earned some roles in Hollywood over the past year. He was in The Pickup starring Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson. He also had a voice role in Zootopia 2, along with CM Punk and The Rock.